Have you ever felt betrayed and thought that everything you've built just collapsed in seconds? It sounds crazy, but the pain of betrayal isn't just about the other person. It's about you, your peace, your confidence, and even your whole perspective on life. And here's a counterintuitive truth. There's no magic formula to handle it. Trying to react immediately can actually make things worse. But there is a way to flip the script, regain your strength, and realize that control was never in the hands of the person who betrayed you. It's always been in yours. Imagine getting through this storm without losing yourself, without drowning in anger or obsession, and coming out stronger than you ever thought possible. Chapter 1. The importance of forgiving for yourself, not the other person. Forgiveness. That word carries huge weight and at the same time a quiet power that few truly get. When someone hurts us, especially in a betrayal, the natural reaction is to hold on to anger like it's armor against more pain. But in reality, it's like carrying a backpack full of rocks and expecting to run a marathon. Forgiveness in this case isn't a gift for them. It's a gift for yourself. It's opening the window in a stifling room and letting fresh air in, even if the wind still feels a little cold. He knew from experience that holding on to resentment is like drinking a cup of poison hoping the other person dies. The truth is, invisible ties to the one who hurt you can keep you trapped, even when love is gone. And it's not just love that ties us. Hatred, resentment, and a thirst for revenge do too. Choosing to forgive cuts those strings. It doesn't make them innocent. Restores the peace that was stolen from you. Think of a plant growing in a cracked pot. You can keep watering it, but the water just leaks out. Forgiving is like changing the pot, not for the plant, but for yourself, so you can bloom again without carrying the cracks that aren't yours. Of course, it's not easy. Sometimes the heart shouts, "I can't do it." But every step in this process is a liberation. And interestingly, when you start, something inside shifts, preparing you for the next step that you can't even imagine at first. Chapter 2. Be careful with external influences when a betrayal happens. It's not just the pain that shows up fast. Opinions do too. Family and friends, driven by love and a desire to protect, often suit up in armor for you. Suddenly, phrases like "once a cheater," "always a cheater," or "if you go back, you're foolish" start popping up.
Oh.
Their intentions are good, but here's the danger. Anger is contagious. You might start feeling things that aren't even yours, echoes of someone else's outrage. He remembered a friend who almost ended a long-term relationship more because of pressure than personal conviction. What most Dante realize is that you are the one who lived every detail, every laugh, every tear, every shared dream. Letting other voices shout louder than your own can hand your decisions over to a chorus that, while well-meaning, hasn't lived your life. It's like holding the steering wheel while someone else keeps messing with the GPS. You're still driving, but the route is no longer yours. That's why in moments like this, internal silence is precious. Listening to advice is fine, but filtering it is crucial. After all, every relationship is its own universe. And understanding that universe sets the stage for your next move, which might be more about inner than outer changes. Chapter 3. Restore your self-confidence and avoid blame. Guilt is a silent thief. It sneaks in slowly, making you believe that if you had been more attentive, more affectionate, or more attractive, none of this would have happened. The brain tries to make sense of the pain, and the easiest way is pointing the finger at yourself. But that's unfair and cruel. The person who's unhappy has the responsibility to communicate, not betray. Blaming yourself for something you didn't cause is like trying to fix someone else's roof while your own is collapsing. He remembered cases where people punished themselves silently after betrayal. Extreme dieting, drastic changes in appearance, even giving up hobbies that once brought joy. All in an attempt to be better. For someone who had already broken trust, rebuilding self-esteem isn't about reshaping yourself to fit someone else. It's about rediscovering you. Reconnect with activities that nourish you. Read that book, Collecting Dust. Hit the gym because you love it, not because anyone demands it. Self-confidence is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it weakens. Small daily victories help strengthen it, from organizing your workspace to completing a long-postponed project. Each success is a brick in rebuilding your inner home. And when your home begins to take shape again, Your view of what happened starts to shift. And that opens the door to a tricky curiosity most people struggle to resist. Chapter 4. Don't seek every detail. The temptation to know everything is almost irresistible. Your mind spins like a never-ending movie. Where was it? How did it happen? What did they say? What were they wearing? You think if you can piece it all together, the pain will ease? But the truth is, this puzzle has no happy ending. Every detail added becomes a memory you carry, ready to replay at the worst moments. It doesn't bring clarity, it brings new wounds. He'd seen people who, after discovering where and how it all happened, couldn't even pass certain places without feeling the weight on their chest. A simple cafe became a trigger, transporting them back to the scene. The problem is that chasing answers often becomes an obsessive cycle, where each new piece demands yet another. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Avoiding that deep dive into details is actually self-protection. It's an act of care, as important as sleeping well or eating right. Each time your mind wants to ask, "But what about?" your body responds with tension, anxiety, and exhaustion. And it's precisely in this moment that a shift in perspective can become the key to starting to free yourself. Chapter 5. The betrayal wasn't a personal attack. It's hard to believe that something so painful wasn't done to you. Your heart screams, "But I was the one who got hit." But most of the time, betrayal comes from the other person's flaws. Immaturity, selfishness, insecurities, not from a plan to ruin your life. This distinction may seem small, but it changes everything. It removes you from the role of target and places you as the victim of a cowardly act. Yes, but an impersonal one. He remembered a friend who spent weeks asking, "What did I do to deserve this?" till he realized the right question was, what was wrong with the other person that led them to this? Understanding that the act reflected the other's character and wasn't calculated, attack helps dismantle the mental trap that makes you relive the betrayal as a personal war. And that understanding brings a certain lightness. Not to forget, but to breathe again. Think of a reckless driver running a red light and causing an accident. You suffer the consequences. But it wasn't a targeted attack. It was their irresponsibility. Seeing betrayal this way doesn't reduce the pain, but it opens space for rational understanding. That space is essential for the next step, which everyone anticipates. But few have patience to accept. Chapter 6. Time heals, but patience is key. At first, it seems impossible to believe the pain will fade. It's like being in a storm and someone says the sun will come out soon. You look around and all you see are clouds. But time has a quiet power to heal, even when we don't notice. The catch is that while the wound is fresh, there's an almost desperate rush to feel normal again. And that rush, ironically, only prolongs suffering. He knew that after an emotional blow, trying to jump back to full routine is like expecting a broken leg to run a marathon. Instead, small goals, light tasks, simple objectives, cooking a meal you enjoy, walking for 10 minutes, tidying a corner of your home are key. These small actions act like emotional physiotherapy, slowly rebuilding strength without overloading. Over time, the pain loses its grip. Not because you forget, but because you've learned to live differently. The secret is not to blame yourself for not being at your best right now. Life has periods where half is more than enough. And in that acceptance, clarity emerges, preparing you for the next step, which demands more than patience. It demands control over your feelings before taking action. Chapter 7. Avoid impulsive decisions. Anger disguises itself as courage. It makes you feel like you have to act right now. Speak everything, decide everything, cut everything off. But in the heat of emotion, the mind isn't strategic. It's survival mode. Decisions made here are highly likely to turn into regrets later. It's like sending a message in the heat of irritation and reading it the next day thinking, "Why did I even write that?" He'd seen people throw away long-term relationships or, on the opposite extreme, return to someone just to relieve immediate pain. Both choices came from the same place, the rush to escape discomfort. Life-shaping decisions need calm, like steering a boat in rough waters. Any sudden move can tip the vessel. Wisdom here is letting the dust settle. There's no urgency to give a definitive answer the next day. Allowing yourself to think, feel, and digest is an act of maturity. That's where clarity settles and new possibilities emerge. And when clarity comes, you realize that even in all this pain, you can still be your greatest ally. Chapter 8. Be your own ally during this difficult time when everything seems to crumble. The first person who can hold your hand is yourself. It's easy to get lost in external judgments, friends' advice, and feelings of anger or hurt, but nothing replaces inner care. Being your ally means listening to your emotions, embracing your pain, and validating that feeling sad, angry, or confused is human and necessary. It's like becoming your own best friend, the one who doesn't judge, just supports. You remembered small daily actions making all the difference? Taking a hot shower, writing thoughts in a journal, playing calming music. These simple gestures reinforce that even wounded, you have control over your life. It's empathy training for yourself, building resilience, and proving you have to wait for someone else to fix what's broken. Being your ally also means giving yourself time. Time to cry, reflect, and reorganize. It's realizing the pain is temporary, but self-care lays permanent foundations. When you align internally, every future decision comes from clarity, not impulse, opening the door for conscious rebuilding or letting go. Chapter 9. Stay calm and don't rush to fix everything. When emotions run high, the urge to fix it now is almost irresistible. But life doesn't operate on emotional urgency. Every feeling needs to be digested. Every tear has its purpose. Every reflection takes time. Forcing immediate decisions is like trying to build a house starting with the roof. It just doesn't work. The best approach is to breathe, observe, and let your mind return to a natural pace. He knew that giving yourself this pause isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's like sharpening a blade. Rush, and the cut is uneven. Wait and prepare, and the result is precise. This inner calm doesn't erase the pain, but it provides stability to make conscious decisions, free from anger, revenge, or impulse. That's where emotional maturity flourishes, allowing firm and secure steps forward. Giving yourself time also means recognizing your limits. There's no obligation to return fully to routine, forgive, or rebuild relationships immediately. It's okay to do less, feel more, care for yourself, and prioritize your balance. And when this internal patience strengthens, you realize that even upcoming challenges can be faced with clarity and confidence. Conclusion: life doesn't always give easy answers, and dealing with betrayal is a test of patience, self-care, and emotional intelligence. Ask yourself, am I taking care of myself the way I deserve? Am I letting my feelings be processed or just bottled up? Every small act of self-care, writing down thoughts, meditating, turning to hobbies you love, is a step toward rebuilding your confidence and becoming stronger than before. Here's a challenge. Notice how your decisions change when you act with clarity, not impulse. What behaviors can you transform today to free yourself from pain and move forward lightly? Think of small actions you can start now, saying no, setting boundaries, or simply taking a breath before reacting. Every choice is a brick in building your inner peace. If this content resonates, don't just read it, apply it, reflect on it, and share your experience. Want to keep learning and growing through difficult situations? Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, you'll find tools to evolve, understand, and transform your emotional life. And tell me in the comments, what's the first step you're going to take to reconnect with yourself?